I am on my phone way too much. Sometimes I'll be looking at my screen time and it says like 7 hours on there and I like don't even remember a single minute of those 7 hours. So in this video I came up with 3 different ways to fix it. And I'm gonna try one method every single day to see which one works the best. And at the end of the video I'm gonna rank them all in the tier list to see which one won. Starting with
Day 1, deleting social media and turning on Do Not Disturb.
this one is the easiest one, especially compared to day 3, so I'm not super worried about it.
Good morning. So it is 12:10 a.m. in the morning o'clock a.m., otherwise known as noon. So delete Instagram. It's gone. And then delete Snapchat. It's gone. And then the last thing is I'm just gonna turn on Do Not Disturb. And we're just gonna leave that on for the whole day. Normally for a day, I looked yesterday and my average is kind of like 5 to 6 hours of screen time a day. Usually more around like 6. Sometimes we be hitting like 7 hours of screen time a day. In order for this to like have worked, I kind of want to get like 3 to 4, if you know what I'm saying. Honestly, this one is super easy compared to the third day. I really don't know how I'm gonna get through a day doing that, but I'm gonna have to. It's 10:08 p.m. It's 10:08 p.m. in the morning and the day's over, as you can tell. So after day 1, let's look at my results. So at first glance, it doesn't look like this one worked very well. I still got 5.5 hours and I was usually getting about 6. But today, actually let me just give you a little synopsis of my day. I woke up, I started this challenge, I went and I got some food with my friend, and then I went home, packed all my stuff up, did some cleaning, like that. So, cleaned it up, and then I drove 2 hours from my parents' house back to my school, and now I'm here. But you have to remember that 2 of these 5 hours were just my phone sitting in my car with either Spotify or Maps on, which would explain why I have an hour and a half on Spotify and an hour on Maps. Did I play Geometry Dash for 21 minutes? Did I also stop and get McDonald's while I was driving and watch YouTube while I was eating? I can't confirm or deny either of those things for legal reasons, but after day 1, how am I feeling? What's the synopsis? The first thing I noticed, I kept pulling my phone out and like going to like look at Instagram or look at something, and there's just nothing, so I just like put it back. I also got to spend some time with one of my friends. I feel like when I'm with my friends, sometimes I just pull out Snapchat or Instagram or whatever and just start scrolling or whatever. But this, I might be tweaking. This might be like a mental thing type beat, but it felt better. Like I felt more present, like hanging out with my friend and like just talking, and like I don't know, it felt better to not have social media, and like I didn't have any pressure to like take a snap of us together or something like that. That honestly felt better. Not having Snapchat was a little rough. I'm gonna go ahead and run that back because I am very blessed to even have access to a phone, and saying not having Snapchat for one single day was rough is wild. But you know what, it was like it kind of sucked. Like right now I'm thinking like I bet I have a bunch of like funny silly videos and snaps from my friends to open, and honestly, again, this might be me just tweaking, but like I felt like clearer. Like today was a good day because I feel like I had time to like think. All in all, today went really well. I would say the plan for today was a lot easier than the plan for day 3, which is gonna be wild. I still don't know how I'm gonna do that, but honestly, I only had 3.5 hours if you don't count the time I spent driving with Maps and Spotify. You already know that the second I turn off this camera, I'm re-downloading Snapchat, but you know what? At least I didn't have it for like not even 12 hours. On to day 2, I guess. It's day 2, and for day 2, the challenge is putting limits on all of my apps. It is 12:23 a.m. in the morning o'clock, also known as noon o'clock. Did I wake up at noon? So I think I'm just gonna do like probably 30-minute limits on each of my 30-minute limit. My screen time is infinite. Ooh, that's a bar. So yeah, I'm just gonna put 30 minutes on each of my applications, perhaps. Snapchat and Instagram are really the main issues, so I just did. Can you like? Oh, you can see my camera, and that's cool. Oh, you can see me in the so you got Instagram 30 minutes, and then you got Snapchat for 30 minutes, and then Geometry Dash, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to be wasting all my time on Geometry Dash, you know what I'm saying? So this one's pretty light. Tomorrow's challenge, I've said this before, but oh my gosh, I'm so nervous for it. So I don't think this one will be a huge issue, but I think it will work, frankly, to be frank with you. Okay, let's see how this goes, gamers. See if I can do it, perhaps. Dang, this lighting is good. Oh my gosh. I gotta lock in. The final time for today is 3 hours and 31 minutes after putting a couple limits on my phone. And 47 of those minutes were on the camera because I was filming something else for a different video that I'm working on, which is 2 hours and 45 minutes that I actually spent like on my phone. And again, 36 of those minutes were Spotify, which I don't really count because you know what I'm saying. So really, I genuinely only spent like maybe 2.5 hours like sitting on my phone as opposed to like the 6 hours before. So this one worked really well. The other thing that I will note of today was I did like 3 loads of laundry, and I filmed an entire other video, and I made 2 thumbnails, I think. This is one of them that I made today, if you want to see that. And I was able to have a little like movie night with my friends at the end of my day too. Basically what I'm saying is I was super productive, and I think a lot of that can be attributed to anytime I would open Instagram or Snapchat or Geometry Dash, I would be kind of like my first thought would be like, oh, I don't want to get locked out of this today, so I gotta like conserve my time, you know what I'm saying? And so you'll see I only spent 20 minutes on Instagram, 13 minutes on Snapchat, and so I didn't even reach the limits for any of them, but the fact that it was there really made me like think about like why I was opening the app and like do I need to, you know, do whatever I'm doing right now. It was a pretty good day. Like I feel like I got a lot done, and I feel like, you know, this actually really helped that. So, and then the other thing I noticed from today was since I didn't really have Instagram to sit and scroll on to distract myself, when I got back from wherever I was at, I was like, okay, what can I do? Like, what do I like doing? You know what I mean? I really had a moment where I was like sitting there thinking like, okay, I know I have a ton of hobbies and like passions, so what can I do right now to unwind from whatever I was doing instead of just sitting and scrolling on my phone? And I remembered I like playing Mario. I love playing Mario, and I haven't played Mario in so long. And so I was like, bet, I'm gonna hop on some Mario on the Switch real quick. And I played it for like an hour, and I don't usually play video games for like a long time, but it was like a fun hour of just like, you know what I'm saying, like just playing Mario. So I kind of like re-sparked my passion for Super Mario. I can genuinely see myself like after this challenge is over, like being like, oh yeah, like let's play some Mario, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so grateful that I had that thought because I love Mario, frankly. Yeah, I think that's all really to say about day 2. It wasn't that bad, and it gave really good results, so I'm guessing on the tier list later we're gonna be ranking this one pretty high. I'm actually really nervous to do tomorrow because I have like social stuff that I need to do, and I haven't spoiled it yet in the video, but it's gonna be a hindrance, frankly. I can't stop saying frankly, so do what you will with that information. But before day 3, I just want to say that even though I don't know you, most likely, and I don't know what you're going through, sometimes the hardest part of life is just taking steps forward every day and just getting out of bed in the morning and just keeping going. And I just want to say that even though I don't know specifically if you're going through anything tough or what you're going through, I just want to say that I'm proud of you for finding the courage to keep pushing forward and keep pushing through life, which can be really hard sometimes to keep doing that. But I just want to say that you got this, and I'm proud of you because I know that sometimes it's harder than it seems, or it's harder than it looks, and I believe in you. I really do. So just remember, you got this, and I'm proud of you, and I'm impressed that you can keep going even when it's hard, because that takes a lot of strength. With that said, let's move on to day 3. I'm so nervous for day 3. It is 12:28 a.m. o'clock, also known as noon. Did I wake up at noon again? Maybe. But I'm going to power off my phone. And you might be wondering, why are you going to power off your phone? Well, the day 3 challenge is not that I just don't have a phone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my iPad for everything. The reasoning behind using my iPad as a phone is it's going to be a lot more inconvenient for me to like just pull it out and like start scrolling on it. Like I'll have to keep it in my backpack all day, and I probably won't really be able to hear notifications coming from it. I haven't even started this and I'm already like don't want to do it anymore because I feel like it's going to be a lot harder for me to communicate with people today. But who knows, maybe at the end of today it won't be that bad and I also end up having like 30 minutes of screen time, you know, that would be great. So yeah, goodbye to this and hello to this. I also want to point out quickly, I understand how it sounds when I'm saying like, oh no, I have to use my iPad for a day instead of my phone, like, you know what I mean? But I'm sure y'all understand it's just going to be a little bit more of an inconvenience, I guess, to like talk to people. So, but yeah, with that said, let's get into it, gamers. Let's game. Let's
Okay, it's the end of day 3, finally. Genuinely, that was pretty hard. But I didn't fold. I did it, which I'm proud of myself for that. I was using my iPad all day. So let's look at my screen time. So on my wonderful iPad that I am so grateful to have, we hit 2 hours and 1 minute. The top things were YouTube 37 minutes, Instagram 28 minutes, Snapchat 15, Messages 12. So this worked really well. Oh, and I'll show you my phone too. I did use my phone a little bit to get shots of me using my iPad. So yeah, so on my phone I had 48 minutes, but pretty much all of that was at 12 a.m. So yesterday. So this worked really well. To be honest with you, but I hated it. It sucked. It was so embarrassing in public. Anytime I was like checking plans with friends or like seeing when I was supposed to meet people wherever, I had to like pull out my backpack and pull out this whole iPad and go like, ooh, meet at 3? Okay, bet. You know what I mean? Like, it was just so embarrassing. The reason I didn't use Snapchat or Instagram very much was because it looked like this for some reason. I could not figure out why or how to fix that, but you know what? It was an incentive for me to not use them, so it worked. Another thing is I couldn't listen to music. I had to go pick something up in my car and I couldn't figure out how to connect my iPad Bluetooth to the car. And like, also it would have been so awkward to like open Spotify and again just be like, go to this playlist, go to this play, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I got some editing done today. I posted another video on this channel. Just look at that. Like, if you see a dude just whipping out like a gigantic iPad, like, you know this dude is watching like Coco Melon or something. Like, it was so, like, genuinely the worst part of this was the embarrassment of like holding an iPad, which is crazy to say because it's normal to have an iPad and also like it does everything my phone does, but because I was embarrassed about it, I didn't use it as much, you know what I mean? Which, don't know what that says about society or me, but I am not qualified to speak on those topics. Alright, this one worked the best. Obviously I only had 2 hours of screen time and it was a pretty good day. Like, I got a lot done, but also it just kind of sucked because I missed out on talking to my friends and like the big feeling of like I was left out or like left out of the loop or whatever. So yeah, another thing that I did also want to talk about a little bit was I don't mean to make this video to like make you feel bad about your screen time or make you feel like you should fix it or give you like 3 options of how you should fix it or whatever. Like, I feel like everybody's really upset about how much they're on their phone or how much whatever or how much time they spend on social media or whatever, but I just want to like let you know that it's fun. Like, you're talking to all your friends and you're staying updated on all your friends and like you're enjoying it. Like, if you're doing it a lot, that means you're enjoying it. And like, in life you should do things that are fun. Like, of course it's an issue if you have stuff you should be working on and instead you're spending it on social media or whatever. Like, I get trying to fix that, but also just remember, like, if you have the time and you're choosing it to spend watching videos on TikTok, like, you enjoy that, that's okay. Like, it's okay if you have a high screen time, and even if it is starting to get in the way of your other stuff. Like, imagine if you really loved reading a book or something and it started to make your productivity go down because you just loved this book. Like, you know, imagine how you would feel if that was the case, you know what I'm saying? Obviously there's differences between reading the book and being on social media, but I just want to say, don't feel bad about yourself if your screen time is so high. Like, it's okay, and like it's good to do things that you enjoy, and it's good to talk to your friends, and it's good to stay updated on what everybody's doing and stuff. So I in no way mean to like tell you that you should be doing any of this. I just wanted to do it personally and see if I liked it better. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about day 3. I was really nervous for it. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but it did still kind of suck. So now I'm going to do a little tier list rating all of the methods that I tried in this video. Okay, so I have my 3 methods here. We have the do not disturb method, which was day 1, and then the time limit method, which was day 2, and then the iPad Kid method, which was day 3. And this guy right here was low-key me all day. This, I just really felt like that was what I looked like in public. Anyways, so the first one, it worked pretty well. I think I went from like my regular like 5 or 6 hours to like kind of 3 to 4, depending on if we're counting the maps and the Spotify that I used for my 2-hour drive. I will put this one, just being on Do Not Disturb all day and deleting social media, I will put that one in A tier. Actually, I'll put it in B tier because, wow, I've never done one of these before. This is kind of exciting. I'm gonna put it in B tier because it kind of sucked to miss out like talking to my friends, and I did end up hanging out with someone that day, and it was harder to like make plans over text message than Snapchat, which again, this is all so embarrassing to talk about and admit, but it is. Like, social media is a big part of my life, and it was kind of hard to get rid of it for a day, but it worked really well, and there were advantages to getting rid of it. And then day 2, the time limit thing, this worked really well. Like, I think I lost less, or I was on my phone even less than day 1, because just the presence of the time limit, like it was less about having the actual time limit and more about like me being scared about the time limit, like because I knew it was gonna go off or whatever. And so every time I would open the apps, I would just be like, oh, I don't want to be on this for too long, you know what I'm saying, because it's I don't want to get kicked out, you know what I mean? So yeah, that one worked really well. The only downside to it was, honestly, there was no downside to it. I'm not gonna lie. You know, we'll put it in S tier. I'm not even gonna lie. That worked really well. I liked that a lot. And then we have iPad Kid Method, day 3. Gonna go ahead and put that one in D tier. It just sucked. It was super inconvenient. Yes, it worked the best out of all of them, but like realistically, that is the last one that I would use. I don't know. It just kind of sucked. It felt bad. I couldn't play music in the car. I couldn't play music throughout my day. But yeah, here's the list. It's quite symmetrical, in fact. And I would say I would recommend the time limit thing. I don't want to make anybody feel pressure to do anything, to change anything about their lives, but if you are looking for something to change, the time limit thing is a really good thing to do, because you still can be on Instagram and Snapchat, or TikTok too if you have TikTok, but just the presence of the time limit really makes you consider, like, every time you open Instagram, you got to think like, okay, I should be opening this for a reason. Like, there should be, like, I should have like a message on here, or you know what I mean? Like, it always felt intentional, and I feel like that's what is kind of the big issue with screen time, is that we just open our phones randomly just to be on our phones, you know what I mean? And that really made me think like, okay, why am I doing this? Overall, maybe try day 2 method if you are looking for something. Would not recommend the other 2, but at least now I know. And that's all I have to say, frankly, to be frank with you. Thank you so much, genuinely, for clicking on this video and choosing to spend a part of your day with me and then watching the whole thing. Like, I don't even want you to feel pressured to like or subscribe or comment or anything, because you've already done enough. Like, genuinely, thank you so much. If you do want to see some more of my stuff, again, I don't want to pressure you into anything, but here's 2 options right here. Just, I'm so grateful for all of you. I did just hit 300 earlier today, 300 subscribers, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Yeah, thank you.